No, I'm good with everything.
You don't need anything?
No, I do need you to flip on a light somewhere. But yeah, you just get your coffee. I have this, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Your Father, in Jesus' name, I ask that you bless my ability to do this today. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. We're off and running. Wow. Hey, Kai Brown.
Good morning, Coach David.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty well. Just getting my day started.
Okay, that's a good thing. What do you do to get your day started? What's your
Well,
favorite thing to do?
Since it's Saturday. Since it's Saturday, I'm starting off with the 9-9 classes. You know, since being out here on the West Coast, that's the first thing to do in the morning.
Okay.
So, I mean, just a thought, Jessica.
Okay. We got a lot of people here today so far. It's cool.
Yeah,
Kai
Saturday.
Brown,
Yeah, Saturday morning. Yeah,
Kai Brown,
yeah,
Kai Brown, where do you live? You said West Coast.
yeah. Right now, I'm currently residing in Sacramento, California.
Okay, I have a student over there. We're in Oceanside, so it's not too far.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Leslie from California.
Uh-huh.
Brittany from New Hampshire.
Sweet.
Good
morning,
afternoon,
Coach David.
Aretha here at New
Good morning,
York.
David.
Good morning.
I'm in from Dallas.
Dallas is
Good morning,
good.
David.
Good morning.
Alice from Jersey City, New Jersey, Garden Spot of America.
I like that delivery. That was good.
Good morning from the Sunshine State.
Oh, Florida.
Yes, it's actually good afternoon now.
Exactly.
Right.
From Florida.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, I'm still in morning in Texas, near Fort Worth.
What do you mean?
Good morning from the backwoods of Virginia.
Good,
I love Virginia.
I like it.
Good morning, Aretha Hewitt from New York.
Good morning.
How are you?
All right. I'm doing good. With all these good mornings, doing better.
Good.
I love how you started the webinar with a prayer to yourself.
Amen.
Oh yeah, I always do that.
Yes,
I don't
absolutely.
take nothing for granted. You know, he knows more than I do. I know some things, but yeah, I'm not going to walk out of the door anywhere without us saying a prayer.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I've learned that the hard way, like most people have.
Amen
Hey,
to that.
listen. Today we're going to talk about auditioning and acting in front of a camera. I'm going to say it right off the bat because it's always in the back of our mind. I know it's mine. You know, even if we've done things that are like triumphant. Hey, I did this. I was in this film. I was in this commercial. Whatever. Okay. And if you're not there yet, you'll get there because you're here. Okay. And life is about learning. That's all it is. But how many here are a little sheepish about being in front of a camera?
Oh,
I am.
definitely me.
Who said that?
Tracy.
Tracy, why is that so?
Because I'm not confident, and I don't like the way I look.
Most people don't. You know, you are not, just because they took your picture at the DMV does not mean you look that way.
Okay. Oh, heavens, I hope not.
So that's a bad camera anyway. It's a bad camera. But
Looking forward to it.
if you could, Tracy, if you could imagine a camera as a human being, who would that be?
My husband,
Okay. Why do you say that?
because he loves me the way I am, the way I look. He doesn't judge me.
Wow. That alone just summed up an entire hour.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great choice. Acting is a choice. So anytime and every time, I'm going to give you an assignment right now. Since you're the one who raised their hand, so to speak, in the classroom. But this applies to everybody, okay? Get in front of a camera. It's usually one of these, unless you have one of those amazing cameras on a tripod. Some do. Well, like this, okay? And film yourself. Film a slate. You know, hello, my name is William Shakespeare, and I will be playing the role of Hamlet. You know, so but here's the thing: it's no longer a camera. When you turn that camera on, and you're doing it, and you can just do it messy. You're going to do everything messy before you get it right. So forget perfection. That's ridiculous. Okay, and make believe it's your husband or your best friend or your sister, brother, aunt, uncle. You pick. Okay, because if you imagine it, imagine then open it up, and it's really cool too. If that same person is in the room, that helps a lot. But you look into the camera, and you're talking to them. When I make my videos on my YouTube channel, I choose people that aren't there, and I get in the mindset, okay, I'm talking to this person, I'm talking to that person, and I get comfortable in my own skin with that, And this goes for headshots too, by the way, which if you have a good headshot photographer, which I highly recommend, right out the gate, is that they make you comfortable because they're a human being and they should know their stock and trade is to get you comfortable and bring out the little child or little girl or boy inside of you. But that right there, I'm going to tell you right now, is huge. Okay, if you have problems with the whole camera thing, it's not a camera. The camera can't judge you. It's a machine. Okay, it's all it is. But up here, we think, I've got to look like Julia Roberts, George Clooney. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't anyway, so give it up. Okay? They don't look like you either. And if they met you, they would probably like you in the first place. But yeah. So that, and if guys during this call, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the Q&A, and I'll get to them. Or raise your hand, in reference to what we're talking about. So what we're talking about is camera, auditioning, and acting. So let's by a raise of a hand, who in here has auditioned in front of a camera before? Self-tape or other. And I'm going to call on somebody. Please keep your background to the noise to a minimum, like nothing, and mute yourself. Let's see. Christy Phillips.
Hi.
Hey. So what's your story?
I signed with Wilhelmina back in 2014 after a talent audition, and they only sent me on one audition, and then I got fired.
Okay, you got to explain, please.
Well, I was there for a year and never did any work for almost a year. They didn't send me on any jobs. And then towards the end of the year, I was called for a commercial in Philadelphia, and I went on, and they did not like how I presented and immediately took me off and replaced me. And a week later, they said, "You're gone."
That's quite rude. Where do you live?
I'm right outside the New York City area.
Okay. All right. I have a student in Maryland. I know one of my other students lives in New York. He's a stand-up comedian. Wow, That's harsh, you know. Now, here's the thing. The good thing about that is not everybody's like that. Not everybody is going to, you'll never work in this town again. No. That was their loss. Okay. Christy. So that's just one. How long ago was that?
That was back in 2014.
Okay. What have you done since then?
You know what's very interesting was I signed up for casting networks, and when I started booking myself, I started getting a lot of jobs. So because I figured out my personality and my look, if you will, and I knew what to sign up for, and I started getting jobs, and so I got to work with people like Dean Cain and Christina Ricci, and it wasn't like any major roles. It was all background roles, but
okay.
Yeah, I figured out who I was and started booking, and I was like, well, I can do this myself.
Exactly. I'm glad because, excuse me, love yourself. Love yourself. Okay. The way you are, you know, everybody needs improvement. That's not a dig. It's just the truth. Okay. But that's something to be proud of, you know. That's awesome. Joe, I'm not going to tempt your last name. Hey, how do you pronounce your last name? What?
Grippiotis.
Grippiotis. What is that?
From a little Aloscopolis Greek.
Okay. So what's your story about being on camera?
Well, 2014, my nephew had informed me that he wanted to go up to Richmond, Virginia, for an open audition, open casting, 3-minute monologue. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll go up there with him, because when I was a lot younger in the 90s, actually take that back. When was that? 1979, 1980. I went up to California. But anyway, and I was doing for John Robert Powers ramp modeling, and they sent me off Action Talent Agency to do extra work. And I did a few auditions then, but coming up to the current time, 2014, so I go up to Richmond. I learned a 3-minute monologue. I got off a VHH test tape, and that was of the president in Armageddon. So I introduced myself as Joseph Grippiotis from Hampton, Virginia, and to the casting director, and looked into the camera and gave a 3-minute monologue as the president during Armageddon.
That's cool.
So I was doing back extra work, and they wrote some lines for me for John Edwards through Lionheart Filmworks up in Richmond, Virginia. And they were getting up with Warm Spring Productions to put Bill O'Reilly's Legends and Lies, The Real West together to showcase it for a 10-part series, 15 weeks. 10-part series anyway.
Right.
In 2015. And so anyway, so they wrote some lines for me, and I wasn't really sure about where my mark would be. They were pretty easy with me, but they've never used it. And I thought John Edwards, the actor, principal, I thought he did well myself, because I've been in front of the camera with Goldie Hawn, Ed Harris, John Eric Hackman, a lot of other veteran actors back in the day. So anyway, they come to me later and they go, Joe, the principal, one of the actors, the messenger to Crockett, because this is the Legends and Lies, the True West. I didn't show. Would you care to do a 5-liner? I said, sure. How much time do I have? Like 15, 20 minutes. They were filming. You have to be quiet. So luckily there was a coach there, and the coach said, just bend forward a little bit. So here it is. I had to mention Crockett's name twice. And I entered this room and I go, Crockett. Crockett Creek Indians attacked Fort Mims out Alabama way. 500 dead, women and children too. Well,
Right.
When I said that, I didn't have any historical facts behind it. So the first take, didn't see no mark on the floor. I saw Crockett sitting there at the table, and they headed the table. And I look at the camera. There's two cameras, one on him, and I'm looking at my camera. And then the historical facts, instead of Fort Mims out of Alabama way, I said some other place, maybe Georgia or some other place. And I said cut, and I knew better than say cut. The director said, I'll say cut. And I said, yeah, okay. So anyway,
Wow,
I just basically wanted to start over. And he said, that's okay. But he pulled my camera guy. And so I didn't know if, since he pulled him, if that meant that it's automatic because they were using digital as well as 35 millimeter filming. And I go, well, in that case, I'll just do like the coach told me to do. I just lean forward and I'll do a side profile. I'll share the camera with Crockett himself. So the second take, I got it right. But I did a side profile with Crockett. And they said they said cut, and they used it.
So Joe, the second cut, you got it right.
Yeah.
And you were around. You said a lot of great things, but you were around. You were on a set around with other people doing the exact same thing in their own right, right?
Yes.
Because that means that you are. Yeah, there's strength in numbers. So everybody, when you do a self-tape, when you do an audition in person, and there's a camera there, and there's these few people that are talking to you and seeing what you can do. That camera, I don't care if it's on a set, just look at it as a machine, because that's what it is. Because we get deep inside of our imagination. I can't do that, and you get all tight and everything else, and you look like a deer in headlights like this, and then, okay, there's no reason for that. You've got to take control of the wheel. You have your own GPS internally. You can direct yourself to a certain degree, okay? Joe, as far as everybody else, make sure you write to me, actingcoachdavid@gmail.com, because this goes for everybody. But I'm talking to Joe right now, and I'll move on to someone else. But Joe, you have a great story. I like it. And I hope you're continuing to pursue this, because you can't dabble in it. You can't dabble in anything. If you're going to learn to surf, for instance, on the ocean, surfing, you've got to do it every day, if not every second day. Anything you do, you need to practice. Okay?
Well, the producer, before he retired, I did a cold reading in front of him, and he contacted an agent in Burbank, California.
Okay.
And but he wanted me to send a resume over to one over in Suffolk. So so after I got off the set, it was like a 14-hour day. I had to drive back from the middle of Virginia back to where I live to get on the computer to send it, because at that time I didn't have the smartphone with the data and everything. Anyway, needless to say, I sent it over about 12:01 midnight, and so she threw it in the trash. And so the guy from Burbank called, and he was upset with me, and basically cursed me out. And so anyway, they asked me to do another from Turn asked me to do some work, and at that time my mother had faced a rebound of face cancer, so I told him I'd have to hold off on that. But then I turned out to be the primary caregiver, so I had to drop out of all work, and I had 2 molars replaced, and it caused my front teeth to shift. So I went ahead and got Smile Set after
Joe.
and got my teeth straightened out, and I started to come back, but I felt kind of old. 10 years flew by quick.
Well, but Joe, I gotta stop you right there, because I have other hands raised. But you have history in this, and
what's that?
You have history in this, and I'll tell you, the more history you have in this industry, the more confidence you have. It's just the way it works. So you have to develop your history. Rhonda Ross, I read what you wrote, and you said that you've had you want to share with us, Rhonda, your
Yes,
experience?
thank you. Yes. So I went up about a piano competition and I was in front of about 6 judges. So it was very productive for me, and I got good critique from all of them and one negative from one judge. So I was proud of my accomplishments and I was proud of their remarks, and they taught me a lot of the session that we had. So it was very intellectual for me too. So I was proud of my accomplishments and I was grateful for their remarks too. So it helped me a lot.
What kind of people are closest to you? What is the first 5 people in your life that influence you the most?
Well, my music, and it's not really people, but my influences are my creativity, and I have artwork and I have music. I do a lot, and um, I'm busy working a lot with a book I'm writing too. So I mostly don't have a lot of people in my life, but I have a lot of creativity that I work on every day.
That's excellent. Good.
So I like what I do a lot. So I say alone a lot though.
Okay. All right. The best thing for that, I understand creativity can be your friends. I always say, like, a library has thousands of friends and they're not pushy. All I got to do is take them off the shelf. But being in front of a camera means getting out there. Okay. As uncomfortable as that may be, being uncomfortable is where you grow. Okay. You want to avoid comfort as much as possible in life, because we gravitate towards it because inherently we're lazy, not shiftless or not wanting to work, but we always seek out what is more comfortable. Okay. And to a degree, that's okay. But if you intend to grow, especially in this business, you've got to get out there, and you've got to, in this case today, act in front of a camera. I have a friend of mine, former student, and she's doing a film in Texas. She says this: take your camera, your phone, and whatever you're doing, set it up. If you're brushing your teeth, if you're washing the dishes, if whatever you're doing, set it up, okay? Because that way, she's a diehard, okay? But she makes sense. Whatever you're doing, and then go review your body movements. See how you move. Everybody moves differently because of health, because of personality, because of fears or faith. It's very good to critique yourself. You're not criticizing yourself. If you don't go by please, okay? Don't go by what people, especially ones you don't know, on social media say about this business, say about camera work, say about this or that. Everybody wants to have a shout out for themselves and be heard, and it's not all accurate. So this is why I'm proud of you guys. You're allocating your time today to be here with me, and there's other coaches that are with 99. Allocate that time for them. Surround yourself with good people. And by the way, I know, I had a new friend last night named Lenny. He he's a photographer. Okay, he's out in Texas. 99 has a lot of great headshot photographers. As soon as possible, I would get your headshots done. You can't afford it, you can afford something else. Your money goes somewhere. Okay? Seriously, it goes somewhere. You have to put yourself first in this business. Otherwise, you'll be placed last. Okay? Carlos said, observe as opposed to critique. Yeah. Observe yourself. That's a safe, I'm going to say the word safe. That's a safe thing to do. Observe yourself. And if you're not used to it, you're going to be uncomfortable because you are not signaling yourself out. You need to do that. Okay. And camera work is one of the best things you can do. Check with your 99 or write to me, There's a lot of improv classes out there. There's a lot of opportunities to be on camera. And one of you said today about background work. Don't poo-poo that. It's very significant. You enhance the background of an actual scene and contribute by what you wear and how you stand and how you move. You actually, you contribute to the scenes. Okay. So that's very important. And you get a great chance to observe other people on camera and see how, get your face out of the phone. You shouldn't be on the phone anyway when you're on set or even waiting to be called on, because you want to have your head up, because people could see you and they, instead of top of your head, they see you. Okay. And then they'll choose you. It's true. You can always be on the phone. Yay. That's not exciting at all. Okay. Okay. You have to go all in and confidence on camera. That's true. iPhone. And how do you gain confidence? You gain it by doing. That's what you do. You gain it by doing. Carlos, you have your hand up.
I do.
Hey, what can you contribute in way of talking about auditions or being on camera today?
I mean, just with the experience that I've been through, so certain auditions and self-taping, and how I really loved what you were saying about looking at it as if it's a friend or a homie or someone that you know really intimately with you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really important, because your brain doesn't know the fact from fact, difference between fact or fiction. It's a genius organ. You just, so if you tell it something, it will believe you. It has no way of telling what, and to a degree, that's really a brilliant design. Okay. Let's see, I'm looking here. Other people's comments are coming in. Elizabeth, I have a problem with memorizing scripts. Write to me. I'll send you one of my videos. Then when I get in front of a camera, I stutter. I forget the script. Is that from the camera cause I'm uncomfortable with in front of it? Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. Okay. I was just talking about this to a student yesterday. When you're memorizing a script, Matthew McConaughey says this: don't worry about memorizing lines. Instead, get to know the conversation. What is a conversation about? Read it, not like I must be Alexa and I must memorize all these lines and deliver them. Okay. No, don't do that. It's anytime you watch a movie or see a play or, TV show, inevitably you look for the entertainment. You don't try to memorize the lines, and you are there as an actor to entertain other people. And in order to do that, you need to know the conversation. What's the conversation about? And then you you end up becoming a part of that conversation, i.e. your character that you want to audition for, and you get comfortable with it. That's why comfort is good in some ways. Get comfortable with it. What's this about? Is it intriguing? Is it fun? How do I relate to it? Okay. And you feel more accepted. Then, hey, I got a great story. And when you get in front of the camera, I'm making this up. I got a great story. It's all about person A and person B. And, you get my meaning, I think. But then, because if you're unfamiliar with talking to someone, it makes you stiff. It makes you nervous, right? Okay.
Right.
Then
It does.
you can settle in knowing that, hey, I have some clout here because I know what this conversation is about and I can relate to it. And then you just, through the magic of theater, for the magic of camera work, you're going to find out through practice, you're not as nervous anymore. So I hope that helps.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Practice, by the way, what I just said. practice even today. Okay. Grab a script, grab a scene from a movie, look it up. It's so easy. It's ridiculous. And then practice it. Ask yourself what this is about. Read. Here's another thing. We are products of this. I hate that. But we tend to scroll. Scroll is not reading. Scrolling is scrolling. No. Take a book. Take a play. Take something and read it. Open it up. Yes, a physical book. And read it. It does your brain so much good, especially in this, I got to hurry and check all my social medias and 3.5 hours pass and you didn't do nothing. Okay. So yeah,
right.
That goes for everybody too.
Right. So like my mom says, she says that when you're reading a book, it's not just the reading, it's the feeling of the pages that connects with your body that makes the memory of the words you read. So I guess that conversation that you're reading, I guess, is what helps you build the character. That you can be comfortable. Is that how you get your comfort? And I mean, because being on camera, I love taking pictures. I love doing my YouTube videos. I'm so comfortable with that. It's just with the commercials, when I'm trying to do the self tapes and trying to do I've memorized it so much that after I've done my self tape and I've done my introduction and then it's time to go into it, it's like, oh God, I forgot what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Everything just disappears.
Self-talk. Self-talk. I got this. Elizabeth, you've got this. I'm going to do great. You got to redirect your thoughts. Otherwise, your thoughts just float around. Okay. I've got this. You've got this. We're going to have a lot of fun, Elizabeth. That's a conversation between everybody has it. Okay. You got to train yourself to think the other way.
All right.
Train it like a muscle. And that means every day, whether you like it or not, I do the same thing. I go through the same stuff most of you guys do. You've got to train every day.
Same thing like with my daily note, the daily notes from the Artist's Way that I do every morning. It's the same principle.
The Artist's Way, isn't that a book?
Yes, it is.
I have that book somewhere. I remember that's an excellent book. Who wrote it? Do you know? I forgot.
Julia Cameron.
Okay. That's an advice from Elizabeth to everybody. Okay.
It's just that it's been helping me and it's giving me the discipline that I need to do every morning with trying to dump all of the negative, because I wake up with the negative. So dump it out, get rid of it so that I can try to step into a positive and make the day positive.
Yeah.
So I start with my Bible reading, then my Artist's Way, and then I get into the day. Of course, people in their driving always screw that up, but it does help.
It does help. You've got to help yourself. Picture yourself, everybody. Picture yourself as in, everybody knows, I'm sure, if you haven't watched it, The Truman Show. Okay. The Truman Show is Jim Carrey. All right. He's on camera. I'm shortening it. He doesn't know it. He hasn't known it for his entire life that he's been on camera with everybody watching him. Picture yourself like that. It's kind of fun.
Okay.
It just is. Okay. There's nothing to be afraid of when it comes to being on camera. It's a privilege. It really is. And the very fact that people want you to audition for something, you get in contact with them, they like your headshot and this and that. It's an honor. They are signaling you out. Now, I'm not going to get into it too much, but there's a whole thing about self-sabotage where you're getting so up there and you feel the momentum and you feel it's like, what am I doing? You're not used to being treated well. You're not used to being, your nervous system is used to being like surviving and striving and, just getting by. Okay. You've got to change that. If you want, you can send, me your email. I'll send you some things on that too.
Because I do that. I sabotage myself a lot.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Write to me. I'll send you something.
Okay.
That goes for everybody too. It's this perfectionism type of AI picture Facebook belief that people adhere to because everybody looks perfect. Ooh, no, they're not. No. All of us get up. We don't get up like a coffee commercial, smelling the coffee, and we have makeup and our hair is done. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay. Damien says, "Does the complete works of Shakespeare and Homer work?" What do you mean by that?
Yes, it does. It does. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Damien, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What did you mean by that? I love Shakespeare.
Well, the thing is that you said that read a book.
Yeah.
And what if you have plays of books?
You're awesome. I don't know you, but you're awesome. Read them. Oh, yeah. And here's another thing. Read them out loud. If you really want to benefit from reading and comprehension, physical book, guys, open up a book and read it out loud. I don't care if you don't understand Shakespeare. They have No Fear Shakespeare books, by the way. It's called No Fear Shakespeare. But the idea, you are exercising that part of your brain that allows you to speak. You're exercising your face. You're exercising your expressions. No emojis. You're exercising everything. So yes, I would say a resounding yes, absolutely read Shakespeare. Don't even worry. You can laugh if you don't understand it. It takes time to understand because most of us nowadays, because of society, we speak in 3 to 4 letter words, but read it. Absolutely, 100%. That is amazing to say. I love that. Best mom ever. You got to love that title. Should I have a monologue memorized? Yes. Should it be something well-known or obscure? It should be something that you like. Yeah. It should be you don't want to struggle and work and try to do a monologue that you don't like. It won't come out right. Why would you do that? If you don't like sardines, don't eat them. Eat tuna. But definitely pick something out that you like, because it's not about what other people like. It's about what you like, which makes you an individual, which makes you stand out. Okay. Which builds your confidence a lot quicker.
I'm sorry. I should have also asked, how long should it be?
1 to 2 minutes.
Thank you.
And when you are actually delivering that, okay, and go over it. I'll tell you, go over it. Write down on index cards your monologue, okay, or paper or whatever you fancy. But play it through, read it out loud 3 or 4 times a week. Keep it fresh. And if you ever feel that a monologue, and this will help you with being in front of a camera too, okay? If you ever feel, I'm tired of Death of a Salesman, I don't want to read that anymore, then move on to another one. There are like myriads of different plays, monologues, scenes that you can memorize. Refresh yourself. Don't eat oatmeal breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It gets old. Today is celebrated. W.B. Yeats, excuse me. He was a Irish poet. If you like poetry, memorize that. Be different. Don't try to conform to everybody else's mold. Okay, you won't stand out that way. It's like everybody drives a Tesla. Okay, I like a '65 Mustang. Well, that's different. Well, I know it is. It's what I like. Yeah, I'm just reading other things. Best mom ever. Alice O'Kane. My iPhone name is this because it shows up my son's car console, and I think it's hilarious. Good. See, that's what makes people interesting when they share parts of themselves. Don't be afraid to do that. You don't know what people are thinking anyway, so be yourself.
And thank you for this. I'm like just starting out. I just recently retired, so I'm sucking up every morsel, just to let you know.
Good. What did you retire from? Whoa, dry mouth.
Well, I was a corporate shill in corporate America. And for those of you who know anything about corporate America, I worked for the #1 management consulting firm in the world. Yes, that one. And now I've done stand up. I've taken a storytelling class and done storytelling, and I've done improv. So I'm ready for a new and exciting adventure. So see you on stage, folks. I'm really excited about this.
Well, listen, I want you to write to me, okay?
Yes.
actingcoachdavid@gmail.com. You just sold yourself to me because you shared yourself. If you want to sell yourself to somebody that's worthy of your time, show yourself. Show and tell. We used to do that as a kid. I'm from the 20th century, okay, in school. And people find you interesting if you speak about what you do or what you love to do. So, yes, I look forward to seeing your email. Blake says, and Blake, I'm just going to call on you. You there?
Yes, I am.
Because you said you would like to speak and share an experience. Shoot.
Okay. It was about a month and a half ago. I was auditioning for the Vancouver Film School here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, where I reside.
Cool.
And I went in for the orientation that night. It was interesting, something I would expect. And then I went back next day for an audition. And I was reading a scene with an assistant, the girl that was with Vanessa, this lady that's a teacher and director of the Vancouver Film School. And we read from the notebook. Ellie,
nice.
Ellie and what the hell's his name? Noah. Ellie and Noah.
I got you.
And so we did it, and then she told me to read it a different way, where it was softer. It wasn't like angry or abusive or whatever. And
Wow.
so I did the switch. And then she said, "Okay, where's your monologue?" And I'm like thinking to myself, "Oh shit, I forgot my monologue." And I just quick thinking, I made this up. It was based on a true story and I made it up. And they really liked it. I mean, they sat there for a few minutes, looked at each other, and she said, where did you get that from? I said, I wrote it myself. But actually, it just came to me at the last minute.
That's excellent. Talk about
So
bravery.
it's a creative flow of the mind, constantly the wheels turning, you know.
Let me bounce off of that. It's a creative flow of the mind. Okay. You remind me of thinking of a hamster wheel or tires on a car. You continue. How do you keep that flowing? Well, anything that flows, like water, for instance, has to have a push, something that moves it forward. You need to, and everybody needs to, and me too, okay? Read Shakespeare, read plays, activate your brain, okay? The deactivation of a brain is social media, which is electronic media. It's not social, okay? Social is interaction in person, okay, ideally, or over the phone at least, or here, but definitely keep active, keep your brain active. And here's something else. You keep your brain active, okay? It fights dementia. It fights, yes, we're all getting old if we're lucky enough. It fights dementia. It fights boredom. It fights depression. And then you don't have to take those weird, bizarre medications you see on those commercials, which are totally ridiculous with all side effects. I had to say that. Anyway, but yes, definitely, Blake, keep going. And Blake, I'll tell you another thing, and this goes for everybody too. I know we're talking about camera work, and that's very important. Okay. However, I've got to say this. Okay. Take a improv class. It all contributes. Believe me. Take what is it called? Toastmasters class, which teaches you how to speak in for break the fourth wall, for stand-up comedy too. How to present yourself in front of an audience. And that's sometimes scary because it is. But you have to ask yourself, why am I afraid? Why? Why am I afraid of this? Why am I sheepish about this? There is an answer, and it's individual for everybody else. Dwayne says, I have done Toastmasters. It was pretty cool. Yeah. it's I'm focusing on that. It challenges you. Toastmasters challenges you, and they're all there to support you. They're not gonna they'll critique you, they'll observe you and help you to speak properly and to enunciate and everything else. But that just contributes to being on camera, because the camera is very close to your face. Okay, even if it's not like this, it has a lens. Okay, and you know you're on camera, and it picks up everything. And that's what a director's for. I got to say this too. A director is there to direct you, not to criticize you. You're not perfect. You're done. No. If you're on set, they chose you for a reason. Background or supporting actor or lead. They chose you for a reason. Relax in that. The camera is just there to help you. Kind of like a microphone. Hello. Kind of like lighting. Okay. A camera is no different than that. You know why? Because unless you're talking about the brave little toaster, they're not alive. Okay. They're just there to accentuate what you're already doing. Oh, that's good. I think I just summed up this whole hour. But yeah, they're just there to help you, to aid you. It's nothing to be afraid of.
Absolutely.
Antwain Perks, you have a question.
Yes, me too.
Sorry, I butchered your name. You there?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I was in I think Laura's class. I always come to your class and listen and participate, but with the monologue, I did a couple of them, but I did Henry VIII because I just grabbed one that was just real quick, just trying to get something, and I was playing with my voice and whatever. But I know that was the thing. She said, "Wow," she commended me for doing like a 26-second monologue. I can't remember some of it now because I was reading off the paper. Ain't gonna lie, but she said that it was I did a good job and stuff. But she was saying like basically that wasn't she didn't want me to do that. You know what I mean? And I was like, I thought it was kind of good, like playing with the voice, just trying to, speak in a British, an old English kind of a way, just playing with my voice or whatever. But she said that she wanted me to find a monologue that would stick to me. I didn't really know how it was. So on the side of that, I felt like I'm an entertainer, I'm a rapper, I'm a singer. So I was gonna like what he was saying, some of the stuff I can memorize my own lyrics, and I was just gonna use my own lyrics in a monologue tone, if that makes sense. Like open word, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, could I do that?
Yeah, you can do that. You can listen. I have respect for all coaches until I don't. But because you don't know people until you know them, and then one of my friends said once, David, everybody is up here. I would stretch my hand way up, but you couldn't see it. Everybody is right here, and they have nowhere to go from there but down. So if they're here, and they're here to stay, and it's up to them whether they go down, in my eyes. Okay. So that being said, hey, you're an artist, correct?
Correct. Right.
Right. An artist, you go to a museum, you go to a concert. I don't care what it is. Okay. An Eminem concert or a Andrea Bocelli, which I've seen him in person. You go there. Okay. What does your artist say inside of you? The Artist's Way from Elizabeth. Get that book, Artist's Way. It's called The Artist's Way. Okay, seriously, you got to get that book. Anyway, so but express yourself however you want, because you're going to have an audience that will love you. You're going to have an audience that won't like you, and here's the thing: you'll have an audience that do not care either way, which is really weird. Okay. Don't do this business in front of a camera or on stage because you want to impress other people. Don't do that. Okay. Because you don't know whether you're going to impress, and then you lose yourself. I've lost myself twice. It takes a while to get back. Okay. But once you find what you're good at, hey, go with it. Okay. A lot of people on a different note, a lot of people make up their own monologue. Okay. You write your own stuff. My students have done that before, and it comes from inside. Doesn't your rap come from inside?
Right. I just didn't. I was just following the protocol of what,
and
you know.
That's okay, but you need to tweak it a little bit. You know, take even today, take what you've learned today and digest it, taste it, and then make it your own. See what I do with my hands? Acting is movement. Take it in, digest it, use the protein, whatever, and then use it to develop yourself. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but in here and out there in real life, you know, in person, that is, you take a look at people and everybody looks different. They walk different. They talk different. They express themselves differently. So that's creativity. Okay. Enough on that. I'll get off my soapbox, but Antoine, keep going, please.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Can I have a question?
Yeah.
Natalia. David, I'm impressed of this session because this is the first time on this platform. And I just want to be compact and not very long. I'm professor at university, a European country, Ukrainian, multilingual, and I began to practice modeling in America. And when I applied for audition modeling, they told me, you're so good for TV, for acting. And I told, no, what my language, my British variant of English. But I already took part in 2 projects, and I did this is competition in monologue, scene, voiceover, and the directors and judgment, they told me excellent work, excellent, great work. But till now, I haven't any kind of maybe I'm not so sure or something, because I'm enrolled in Santa Clarita Performing Arts School. Just a week ago, I applied for and enrolled in. I'm so deep, just penetrating this acting in this is school named National Performers Academy. I'm there too, and this is your workshop so useful for me. I'm so grateful. I began practice modeling, and I succeed. I became National Model of the Year, International Model Icon. Live in Chicago, by the way, and Miss Chicago. And I was successful professor of the university, but I'm 65. Can be or become successful at my age, and I'm not American. Yes, I have this all the right to work, but I'm so this is my wish was from early childhood, and I'm just greedy to learn, to find, and I listen to you. Many things I discover. Even I have been in different platforms. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Natalia. I'm part Czech, so I love the way you speak. It's refreshing. Yeah. Write to me, actingcoachdavid@gmail.com. Would you do that?
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, actingcoachdavid@gmail.com.
Yes, and what I do, I try to do my best. I'm perfectionist. I was a successful professor at university. I was director of language department. I speak 5 languages, and I just want to be here. Just do my best. Thank you very
You're
much,
hungry.
David.
It
I'm
sounds
a
like
good student too. My students loves me. My subordinates love me too, because I cope very nice, and I want to have results, and I have results.
you have a lot to offer. You're successful just by being here, and that applies to everybody. You got to give
Thank
yourself
you very
credit
much.
for every single thing that you do, because that's success.
Yes,
It's
and
only in your own.
did you in our chat your email?
Say that again, please.
Your email in our chat? Or you will?
Oh, my email. I'm sorry. actingcoachdavid@gmail.com.
I see. Thank you very much, David. I'm impressed. Thank you very much.
Okay. Let's see. There's 10 more minutes. I'm going to answer some of these questions. Question: in my self-tape, do we dress the character in costume we're representing? I would say, unless it's specifically requested in the email, or however you communicate with the casting director, I would say no. They want to see you. Okay, they want to see what you can do, and then if they like you, because that's basically what it is, and don't get hung up on this, but people hire you because they like you.
Okay.
It's the truth, okay? Now, the character, the costumes, that can be changed, the makeup, the hair, everything, the way a person walks or sits, that's different, okay? But present yourself as yourself. Yeah,
Okay.
and don't forget
Thank
to
you.
smile. Smiles are huge. Many people, you know, they they take selfies, which are not headshots, by the way, and you know they do the whole thing like runway model.
Yeah,
I
I
would-
will smile.
no, no, they want to see personality. Okay, unless you're going in that direction, no, no, show yourself for who you are. Kai Brown, I've been trying to find mascot jobs to put in my acting resume, but Sacramento is dry when it comes to regular. I would say, Kai Brown, keep looking. If you lose your car keys, if you lose your house keys, you don't stop until you find them. You got to dig sometime more. You know, it's, yeah, like that. Chris Cordera says, it seems to me once you get a feel for the storyline and setting for your characters, it's refreshing to know we can improv some of the lines as long as it fits a story. Yeah, yeah. Don't deviate from the character or names and things like that. Stay true to the character. Stay true to the script. Ask questions, open-ended questions. How do you want me to do this? Not. I think it should be done what's this way. What do you think? You know what I'm saying? How should I do this? Do you want, be conversational, okay? But yes, know the character, know the story. You take time to do it. Don't get caught up in, hey, I had 58 likes on my self-tape on Facebook. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. You're here not to win applause. Applause is fickle, okay? You're here to develop yourself. Ultimately, that's how ultimately you're going to be well known in the industry. But don't pursue that because it's weird. If you pursue money, it'll elude you. If you pursue fame, it'll elude you. Be yourself. Stay close to yourself. Let me see. Go ahead.
I say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Robert Narin. Hey, mister. The camera time you get is the tool that gives you a chance to display the talent you have studied for. You should like Robert Narin quote book or something. You should write a book there, Robert. That's very true. The camera time you get is the tool that gives you the chance to display the talent you have studied for. True. Make your own time too at home, like I said in the earlier today. Let me see. I'm looking at all these other questions. Dale, you have a question?
Yeah, first I want to. I saw your video or on YouTube, your podcast, which was very interesting, talking about your history and how your mom nudged you and you went through all the different parts, and that's very interesting. I'm at the point where I'm carrying my surfboard. I haven't put it in the water yet. I'm new to this.
Okay.
I had a career. I own a business. I'm a lead singer in a rock band. I played a minor part in a movie called My Renaissance. So I'm on the opposite end of this, and so I encourage people to watch your interview on YouTube about some of your history too. It was very interesting.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. So I gotta say this because I watch surfers a lot, but I haven't done anything. So you have a surfboard, but you haven't dipped your toe into the water yet?
It's I'm just following what you said. No, my toes are dipping on this. Yes, and I got people encouraging me. I do karaoke, so I've been in front of people all my life. I just need to your point, I need to take the steps, move forward.
You gotta, yeah. Think of life. Think of this. Actually, okay, lights, camera, action. I know that's cliche, but there are certain steps. that a director, when you're on a set, have to take. You're no different. I'm no different. Take your individual steps. Read that play, that scene, audition for things, contact people. Be proud and be satisfied with the steps that you take for the day. Right now, for instance, you guys have been on here a full hour. Why? Everybody has a different reason. But because you're after something extraordinary, because everybody can live ordinary, you want something extra. Okay? So it's so important. Don't compare yourself with anybody else. Learn from other people what to do or not to do. But ultimately, give yourself. I said it yesterday to one of my students. I said her name. I said, well, I'll pick somebody. Find Tracy in the middle of your day. Find Elizabeth in the middle of your day. Find Alan. Find Brad. Find Leslie. Find Chris. Find Dale. Find Robert. Find yourself. In other words, all the busyness, okay, the TMI, set it aside. You want to draw? You want to practice scripts? Do it. And at first, if you're not used to it, it's going to feel weird and like, oh, I'm not that important. Ignore all that fluff, okay? That wedding cake pastry stuff that tastes like nothing. Just forget it, okay? And do it anyway. The only way you're going to get it, just do it. Just do it, and don't worry about the consequences. Don't worry about the results. I can't overemphasize that. I battle with that quite often every day, because the more advanced you are, the more questions you're going to have, the more confidence you'll gain, but the more doubts you'll have. You gotta just juxtaposition all of those, okay? It's a job. It's a job just living your life. So, the way you want to live it. Let me see. We have 2 more minutes. There are so many excellent people here that are asking these amazing questions. That's why I said actingdavid@gmail.com. Make sure that you write to me, okay? And I'll answer.
I've got, like I said before, I get this creative flow that goes on every day, and I'm making up characters each and every day. And sometimes I'm writing it down, but sometimes I don't write it down because I remember everything.
Well, how very Jim Carrey of you.
And I'm like, I don't know how my mind works like this, but it's like I said, it's a wheel turning constantly. The creativity flows.
It's a good thing. It's called healthy. Okay. Last thing I'll say, and honestly, I want you guys to write to me. I'll give you more focused things on camera work and things, because that's what we talked about today. But it tends to branch out to other things, which is normal. Okay. But think about this, good and hard. When you see a child and they are building a sandcastle or something on the beach, right? They are so focused, and you don't want to say, that's really nice, but the sea is going to wash it away by the end of the day. No, you don't do that. Okay, boring adult. No, they're so focused on what they're doing that that time disappears, and they actually start to have fun, and you can see it. Observe kids, observe young adults, even teenagers. They got a different perspective, and I know I'm talking to all different ages here, but focus on the moment, because that's what the camera focuses on. They don't focus on your it's not real. I mean, it's a machine, it's not human. It focuses on the scene that you're doing. So you focus on the scene you're doing and make the camera your best friend, okay? Or your lover, or your husband, wife. I don't know, but you pick. It's part of your imagination. All right, listen, it's 10 o'clock.
You know what I do every day? I just want to say so.
Yeah.
I'm on the bus, or I'm walking. Specifically, I'm on the bus with a bunch of people on the bus. I observe everybody. I observe everybody's expression on their face. I remember faces. What are they thinking? Maybe they're reading a book. Maybe they're enjoying music. I observe their expressions and the way they're reacting to something.
I like that. That's
I do that all the time.
You've heard of face recognition, which oh, well, that's on the phone. No. How about human recognition? Recognize people, connect with people. It keeps you active and healthy and gets away from a lot of stress. All right, I'm going to let you guys
I'm
go.
always observing people, always other
Good.
people.
David,
I'm
have
watching
a
their
good rest of
expressions.
your day.
Thank you,
Read
David.
your
Thank you,
screen.
David.
Love you guys.
Thank you, David.
Thanks a lot,
Have a good
David.
weekend.
Thank
For
You
your
have a
week.
great
Thanks,
weekend.
David.
Y'all take care.
All
Have a
right.
great
Have a
weekend.
blessed
Thanks,
one.
David.
All right.
Again.